Hello and welcome back to my face. I've seen a couple of things on Twitter, like people saying, how are other people keeping their foundation on the skin in this hot weather? And I'm a sweaty mess 99% of the time, even in winter I'm hot all the time. But I happened to stumble across this way that my makeup is staying on my face at the moment, so I thought, why not share with the internet? So I just thought I'd do a quick video for you and show you what I'm using at the minute anyway, like makeup wise, and how I'm managing to get it to stay on my face. And don't put it on your face if you don't want to. It's literally fine. Your face is lovely as it is, but I'm just saying, if you want to put it on your face and you want it to stay on your face, then maybe there's a few tips and tricks that you can pick up in this video. If not, don't worry about it. I tried, I don't get it, like it's fine. Like, you don't have to appreciate it, it's fine. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you'd like. You can leave that at the end though if you'd like to watch the video first, that's fine. I'm not a pushy parent, do what you want. I don't probably unlike though, because that would make me sad. And like, there's enough sadness in the world that doesn't need to happen as well. Thanks. Great stuff. Okay, let's get into the video. To start with, I'm just gonna try and clip it artfully back. Yeah, so artfully. So I don't do this first step every day, depending on how much time I have before I need to leave for work. So first of all, I like to use the Becca Backlight priming filter. On a Zoeva 104 buffer brush, I just put a couple of pumps. And it may be worth mentioning that I do make sure that I keep doing my skincare routine because I'm putting a lot of makeup on, so I'm making sure that I take it off at the end of the day and moisturise and rehydrate my skin, which could also be a factor of why it's sort of lasting a bit longer. First step, I think this just adds another, I don't know whether it's a layer of protection or a bit of comfort under my makeup, but it seems to work quite nicely and adds a nice luminescent glow under my foundation, which I love. I just dab it in some spots and then buff it in circular motions. I don't know why, but that's what I do. So now I look nice and shiny, I go on to the next stage. I was having a little Google to see if there was anybody that had like done a video, you know, like Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, I can't remember his name, Mario, I'm sorry, did some masterclasses. I was trying to find if anybody had done like a video, if they'd attended one, or like notes or something to see like what they said. And there was a blog, and if I can find it I'll put it in the description, where she said that he'd spoken a lot about layering. What I have started doing is, I've only just started getting into the Bobbi Brown foundation stick because I don't know if it's since I've been layering it, but to begin with I just am not enjoying it. But I didn't have any money spare to buy any other foundation, so I've just made do. First of all, I put on like a few little... I didn't finish my sentence, so sorry. Some stripes of foundation all over my face. And I get my Prep and Prime by MAC in Lavender, if you're interested, very nice. So depending on how I feel, I've got so many things in my hands, hang on. So basically, if I don't feel like my face feels very moisturised, then I use this brush. Because this brush has got more compacted bristles, I feel like it blends my foundation a bit better if I haven't got as much moisture in my skin or on my face. So I'll use this one, but it may sound silly because I put some more moisture in it as I'm buffing it in. Or if I feel like I don't need as much, work to work the foundation in, then I'll use this Zoeva Defined Buffer 103, which has got a little bit of an angle going on. No. Although I've put the moisture on, I'm still going to use this one because I feel like it's just a fun brush. So I spray a few sprays of the Prep and Prime on, and sometimes I do one on my face too. That was 4, but I was just making sure I was totally covered. And then I'll buff it in. So once I feel like I'm all blended in, I do it again. So I put another layer of the foundation on. I literally just repeat the same thing. Spray, a couple of sprays on there, with the Prep and Prime one on my face. I'm buffing again. I feel like I just need to add that I literally don't know if any of the things that I'm saying are correct. This seems to have been working for me for last week. So I just thought I'd share, you know? Sharing's caring. Since I've been doing my foundation this way, I just feel like doesn't feel as cakey on my skin. Which is worth noting if you feel like too many layers feels cakey. I'm sure I've watched it in somebody's video where they've done it that way, because there's no way, I don't think I would have thought that up on my own, so someone has helped me there. Thank you, whoever you were. So on to concealer, and I literally do exactly the same as what I did with my foundation, but I don't layer it this time because I feel like I get enough coverage. If I've had a bad night and I've got some dark bags, then I probably would layer. I'm layering it anyway, to be fair, because I'm using two colours. I'm using the Lasting Perfection Warm Medium full coverage concealer, and then what I do is put the Urban Decay Naked Skin in Fair Neutral over the top. And then I do exactly the same with the foundation, so I spray on Prep and Prime. Yes, I'm going through it like nobody's business. So then using the 110 Face Shape by Zoeva, I just like pat it, do a bit of a pat situation. And any excess I sort of whip up on the top of my eye too. I literally just take it down all of the parts of my face that don't look like they got a full amount of coverage when I did my foundation. Is that the right thing to do? Probably not, but it's my face, I can do what I want to. So the next thing, I never really used to powder my face because I have dry skin anyway, so I was like, surely putting a powder on top of that is just going to make it look really cakey and dry and not glowy, which I haven't found a way to stop yet. It still does that, but it keeps my foundation in place, so we're just going to go with it. I'm using the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent, because it's nice and light and doesn't feel like too over the top. So contradicts everything I've just said. So I use the Petite Stippling brush, 122. I have a lot of Zoeva brushes because I don't know if you saw my Instagram post, but I wanted the Cult Beauty 10-year anniversary gift, and you had to spend £170, and I bought £170 worth of makeup brushes so that I could get that gift bag. And yes, I do feel a bit silly about it now, but everyone learns from their mistakes. I'm sure I will too. I use the Petite Stippling brush by Zoeva, 122, and I just dunk it in. So I start under my eyes and just really like work it into the foundation. And then like once I've done my eyes, I just use this tiny little brush to do my whole face. I don't know if it's because it's smaller, so I make more effort to make sure my whole face is set. I don't know if it's like the type of brush that it is as well, but I just feel like it really works in, it's great. And I just feel like it makes my face look really nice and smooth. So now I need to inject a bit more colour into my face because it's looking a bit moon-like, quite frankly. In all of my other videos I've always used a cream contour, but because of the weather I've gone to the Smashbox Contour Palette. I just use the contour shade because I just feel like it's easier. It doesn't feel like it's another thing that's moving around on my face. It's just a powder, so it's just helping it set a bit more, you know. Oh, and for that I'm using the Luxe Face Paint 109 Zoeva brush. I do feel like I'm looking really pale in this camera, so I'm going to attempt bronzing. So to do that, I'm just using the 106 powder brush, and I'm swirling it in the contour and the bronze shades. I'm just gonna like go in a bit of this sort of motion. Seen people do that before. I've got a little box around my face, and I can't see it. The contour looks really obvious because the box is sitting right where the bronze / contour finishes and the light colour starts. Well, if it's not okay, you know what, I couldn't quite figure it out. So for blush, I've been using the Zoeva Coral Spectrum palette, which is really cute, but I only use this one up here. Sometimes this one. We'll have a mix of both of them today, why not? Okay, blushed. So I finish off my face with a highlight Anastasia Glow Kit, Sun Dipped Glow Kit. And again, I literally use 2 shades, these 2 mostly. Let's go for Moonstone today, which is the darker one. This one here. Oh, and this is the Morphe M501. And a beauty guru told me to buy this, so I did. Right, onto brows. Brows are always something that I do worry about running like down my face in the middle of the day if it's too hot. I'll show you what I do. Actually, maybe it's because I'm lazy and don't put anything like to set them, I just leave them. So let's put something to set them. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in taupe. And I'm putting it on angled Zoeva, again, detailed liner 312. And I'm not good at brows, so we'll probably let's just fast it through this bit. Once I'm pretty happy with them, I just comb through to make sure there aren't any clumpy bits. I can't see them again because of this bloody box around my face. I think they're okay. Okay, and then if I could find it, I would set it with the Benefit brow gel, but I can't find it. So once I found it, I'll put some of that on. So we'll leave those. Let's move on to lip. I got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Palette, and there's a couple of nice neutral shades that you don't have to do any mixing with. So I like this one, and this one, and this one. I'm going to use this one just here. I do love that lip kit. It's just a nice formula. It's not too over the top, not too drying, but not too glossy. It's perfect, it's perfect. The final step before my camera runs out of charge, I use Slay All Day Gerad Cosmetics Setting Spray. And there we go. That's it. Maybe it'll help somebody that might be struggling, or maybe you're just interested in what I'm doing with my face at the minute. If so, you're welcome. This is it. This is current foundation routine in hot weather. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, everything will be listed below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. You can follow me on Instagram. I don't really use Twitter, but I have one. Thanks for watching. Do all the things you're supposed to do, and I shall see you soon probably, but it'll probably be like back in time because I've got about 4 videos filmed, so okay, thanks for watching.